Hello, hello, it's Wild once again, doing the same, doing more the same. That's art. We're doing art. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get to it. I'm just gonna go to this corner. That is my corner. Thank you very much. And then I'm gonna put it on my tablet. And then I'm gonna go and do the things I always do. And what are those things, you ask? Well, apparently it's closing my eyes. But it's actually doing more art. So I thought we'd start with just some basic training exercises, which is just going to do some ships. But I'm not going to do the class because I feel like that's not necessary anymore. I don't think doing the shape class is necessary. Still doing shape is good so I can basically get the line work and stuff like that, but I don't think I need to focus on doing that anymore. I will always be doing shapes. Shapes is something that you kind of have to do for all of eternity as an artist, I feel. But let's focus on what matters. Let's do this, yes. Let's do basic shapes. Let's do single objects. We'll do 2-minute shapes for about the 2 minutes. That'll be 40 minutes. So let's do 15 of them. So that's 30 minutes of just doing quick shapes. And let's make sure we have our pen set up. We're gonna do pencil. Okay, good, that's good. And let us go into drawing some shapes. The reason why we're doing shapes to begin with is just so we can get some sort of basic understanding. I'm also going to try to use the M tool from time to time. That's not right. And we're gonna, if we finish the shape, what we'll do is give it character. However, I have to actually finish the shape. No. And that feels very hard for me right now. I don't know why I couldn't do this line. So how do we give it character? We will give it an eye. Give it an eye. Give it a nose. We'll try to be doing that for all of the shapes just to give them a little more detail, I guess. So the last time I figured this out, that it's easier to do half shape. We're doing character shapes, I guess. Best way I can describe this. Triangle, triangle. Another triangle, but this time a little bit flatter. It's on the second, it's on run plane instead. And then we got a weird circle. Angle a little higher up. Assuming that this is the half point. This is the end point. Too wide. Start with the egg then. Hard to do. We got a cube. Draw a straight line, please. Do not draw a curved line. Definitely not the shape that it is. It's actually more of a... I don't know if that's closer. This part doesn't seem correct, so it's straight. I don't know. Got a block. Basically a straight line. And this is... I guess there's a subtlety, like maybe it's slightly less straight. You found an egg there, show. Hopefully you're doing well. I got it. Doing sometimes straight lines sucks. Take me hundreds of results to do one line. Guess that's fine. Throat hurts, but the rest of them okay. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking, show. As you've showed up a few times, you can basically see that this is what I've been doing most of my mornings so far. Just doing some basic drawings, trying to get a little more comfortable with the process. Trying to draw to my heart's content. It's another one of these circular shapes. I also saw that actually DF messaged me yesterday. Seems that she has something for you there, show. Not sure if that's too much of a spoiler, but I guess you kind of already know what it is. I hope that me getting into art helps her to some degree. Sometimes people just need a little push to do things that they probably would have done anyway. The angle's not right. Doing ovals sucks. Because they are so hard to draw. And this line. Put it here. Probably a little higher, actually. How do I... Screw it, I guess that's good enough. Fix it in post. So it should actually approach this center line, I guess. But yes, I guess we're doing the more shapes of the same one. This time it's zoomed in. It heard me saying, I don't like to do ovals, and it basically decided, you know what? That's all you're getting today. Today you get ovals. Well, show, I hope that your throat does feel a little better over time. Drink some honeyed water, or take some lozenges, or whatever you may have available. Yeah, it is a better angle than this one. Okay, and then follow a point in the middle. Cool. Draw a face. Little triangle that you can. What would you see in my reflection? Trail of triangle. I actually had a bit of a curved side here. I think the angle's wrong. Be steeper. What could this be? This could be a little tent. We got an octagon, certainly do. No, it's not that curved. It is angled, but it's not that angled. That's an octagon, but it's extended, so I actually need to shorten it, I guess. Octagons suck to draw. They're not easy shapes. The more sides it has, the harder it is for me anyway. Well, you never answered, Cho, but hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you have medicine for your throat. That's all that matters. Getting yourself cured. Or maybe it's not maybe it's not an illness. Maybe it's just you spoke too much. You had a long day of speaking. I think it's a little long. Yeah, that can work, I guess. There's a little bit of shading here. Problem is I don't know how to do shading with lines. Just ends up looking like crap. What can this be? Be a mouth? Big mouth. No idea why it started to hurt, but it's hurting. So painkillers and rest. Well, I hope you get a lot of rest there, buddy. Hopefully you didn't get it from working. Sometimes you get exposed to a lot of things when working in that industry anyway. A lot of people don't care. They will go out sick as a dog and then pass on all their illnesses to everybody who they touch. Maybe we can expand the triangle, I guess, and then try to figure out what we do from there. To reach a high point. Sure. Nature, a low point. Then it goes straight to those points. Then we clear the line. I'm on holiday. Yay! So short. I'm off work. I'm glad I moved that. It does suck to be sick on your holiday though. But you have better protections of being sick over there than over here, so for that, I congratulate you. Didn't run out of time for that one. Doot 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 doo. Go for the ad. I feel like this is not right. Definitely angle, not that much. It's surprisingly hard to get that to work. I don't know, that triangle did not seem right. Another octagon to mess with me, huh? I see. Because I rely a lot on straight angles, I think. Like, starting to do 45-degree angles messes with me. That's not right. Sure. And I need to do And I don't feel like that's very correct. I feel like this is the sort of shape that I'm not very good at. I need to do a lot more. Octagons. Because look at these shapes. That doesn't make any sense. That's my practice. Sure. You know what? I'll go find some octagons to draw. And some curved lines. So we'll go back. We'll do some more shapes. We'll do basic shapes. We'll do unlimited for 2 minutes. I don't want to do more than 2 minutes each. And we'll skip anything that is not... Well, that is one, but I want it singular, please. Singular for 2 minutes. Basic shapes. Okay, that should work well. Not an octagon or an oval. I don't really want to draw it. So it has to have curve line, or it has to be simpler than a triangle, I guess. I'm also noticing that if I do not conjoin the lines, it looks better. Basically, leaving it to the imagination on that end works better, weirdly enough. It has to be lower. No, this line is not right. Very narrow, like it's very straight upwards, and it curves upon reaching here. It's closer, I guess. I accidentally changed the thing because I pressed Control too much. And this is another circular shape, so I'm willing to do it. Let's do this line first. Then we need to go up. Then we need to do weird. Almost it goes down, right? So okay, it's a heart shape. One is a little messed up. Because it's a 3/4 corner, because you can see a line here, you can see a line here, and then it keeps going a little bit lower, then it keeps going a little bit here. Where to draw this imperfectly. Meats. Don't know how to do that one. Sure. Trying to do oval after oval is not easy. Then we erase the inside one. Fix the edges. Seems to work. I don't think they match completely. I also think this is gone over it. How was Celeste? I still haven't finished it. Their show, but Celeste was fun. If you've ever played it, it's a bit of a platformer. Well, I guess the entirety of it is just a platformer. It's just very, very skill intensive. Once you get to the final levels of the game, you don't have to beat those levels; those are just optional. But you end up basically wanting to play. Like if you like the story and you kind of don't mind the gameplay, you kind of just keep playing on it. And so far, I was told by some chat member that I was actually kind of skilled at it, even though I told them like I never really played. I don't really play sort of platformers in my free time. Sort of a kind of game that is just in my Steam list to finish, and I tried it out. I don't know if it's easier if I do an away line. Know why I'm doing a cube. I said I wouldn't do cubes. Got an Epic Games launcher, might give it a shot next year. I'd recommend it, especially if you do like platformers. I would say just get used to if you play a game like Super Meat Boy or I mean, it's a game that has jumping, dashing, and wall climbing. Those are three main mechanics, and it kind of does those very well. It's very polished. It's definitely not a janky indie game, so basically you would not be able to tell if it was made by a proper developer or not. Like a AAA studio in the past, I guess. They don't make games like that anymore, but it's one of those games that people really still want, but people don't make anymore. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It does have to actually go a little lower, but not too low. Sure, that's fine. For a speedrun of that. Speedrun being my word for something that's a fast shape or something that's fast or quickly done. Don't know how that's entered my lingo, but I just say speedrun a lot now. I'm speedrunning my failure. We'll do a second one. The second one that's covered by. Ooh. Alright, no, we'll do it from this angle. Otherwise, boring. Here you go, we translated the shape. Kinda, I guess. Any other games that you're specifically looking to play there, or show? Now that you're kind of finishing your entire collection of PS2 games. I know you still have a lot of them, but you kind of ending the series that the two series you kind of wanted to do. Unless you found that you're going to switch to now the other series that I know in the PlayStation, which is Jak and Daxter. But I think you already did that one. Not sure. This box is huge. Why am I doing boxes? I mean, it's a triangle, but it is a triangle I haven't seen before. Next. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna undo this stupid undo button because I keep using it way too much to do these shapes. My accuracy is terrible because I know, oh, I can just delete it, I can just fix it. I do not think. Just undo. Also, that's a box. Alright. For this next exercise, we are not going to be able to use the undo button. So I'm going to hide my hand, the other hand that I've been doing the undo button with, and we're going to try to do these shapes, huh? If they don't work, they don't work. It's a little ruined, but try it again. I feel like it's the angle that I'm on. What is it that I'm... somewhat want to do Jak and Daxter and debating about it at the moment. 2 and The Last Frontier make me rage like no tomorrow. There are some frustrating parts in that game if I remember, yeah. But it has been a long time since I played Jak and Daxter. I was a wee kid at the time. I don't know, maybe now that you are older and wiser, you don't feel the same. I cannot do this shit. I mean, I can, it just refuses to. Best I can do. Into doing breaks every 2 hours as it's good for my mind. Fair enough. You want to do the Witcher game too? What about the Witcher 1? Did you already do the Witcher 1? Or is it too old school? Too archaic at this point for you? But the Witcher 2 is a lot more action based, I think. My understanding. I cannot undo my mistakes. I must live with them. If I live with my mistakes, I will realize how wrong I am. Not it. Not it. Not it. That one's close to that shape, I guess. Forgot to be bigger. It needs to be wider. Okay, do not make the oval bigger. That's not your job. Okay, that's not it either. Chapter 2, your turn I will not do on stream due to Chapter 2 being a pain in the ass and it can't soft lock you. That's the swamp level, right? You could just basically be aware of what parts of, like, just have a save. I've seen some people stream it and generally what they do is just have different saves. That is the slums in the swamp, yeah. I think this is probably where I ended. I don't think I ever played beyond that. I don't think I ever got to Chapter 3. Damn. New one. It's a very tiny octagon. Definitely not drawing what I'm seeing, rather drawing what I'm thinking an octagon is. I need to make it even flatter, which is... I made it smaller, not flatter. Octagons elude me, I'll tell you that. Also, I'm starting about 20 hours into a playthrough at the moment. I'm just not restarting that. I mean, that makes sense. You wouldn't want to restart a game that's that long, to be honest. Also, Mr. Show, install that Peak game one of these days. Unless you're not that interested in playing it. Because last time I asked you and you were like, hey, I don't have it installed. I'm like, okay. You know I've been playing Peak with DF for a while. You know we've been asking around. But if you're not that interested, then I can stop pestering you for it. And that's fine. You don't have to enjoy the same things I enjoy. We're different people. Oh. It's actually not that much. New shape. This is a triangle, a pyramid. Is that correct? I don't know. Do it again. This curved line sucks. Okay, so the main issue that I see now is that they are too... This one's too short. Actually, should be closer to that. The angle is not right. Actually... No, this angle is right. This angle is wrong. This angle is wrong. Too short again. Curved line. Too short on that side. Somewhat accurate, I guess, but this line is messed up. Oh, that's not the right plane for them. Definitely closer to the original plane. But it's not a cube anymore. The weird... It's not holding dimensions at all, actually. So we want to do that. Want to move it down, up. Hold down, down, up, hold down. This one's a little wonky, but otherwise it's closer to that shape maybe. It's a bit curved. Messed up that line. Bit too long, I guess. Octagon time. Alright, we'll do this shape and then switch to something else for the next hour. Yeah, that's fine. Cannot undo. I wanted to undo that, but I cannot. Forced to live with my mistakes in this size. Line. Line, line. curves. Oh, that's not. That one's good, but I don't know if it matches what it's actually supposed to be. Definitely does not match. That one definitely is a lot more curved to the side. A lot more curves. Okay, we're done with shapes. For the next 30 minutes, let's draw some figures. Has to be covered models, don't forget that. Did not mean to group. Still the same though, cannot undo. Trying to remove our ability to undo mistakes. We must live with them and try to fix them. Yeah, we're good. We got covered models, all genders, I don't actually care. 2 minutes. Okay, we got body. Body? And hands. That one's really rough. Can we do it again? It's actually not a curved body as I thought. Arm kind of covers it. Body's actually twisted that direction, I guess. That's his butt. What would I do with this shape? Okay, apparently I was looking at somewhere else for a while. And shape. Shape. That's too extended. Do, 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 do. Let's make another one. Oh, we ran out of time. I've run out of time for that one as well. Let's try this one. He looks like he's basically just humping that broom. Buddy, what are you doing with that broom? Okay. Message. No message. Okay. So this shape. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. This angle should have not been going that much down. Okay, we'll put our pencils down there. And what I'm going to try to do now is try to translate a pose into a character. So what that means is I will take a pose that I've done, and try to make a character out of it. So we see this guy. Paste him there. Now I need to grab my model, because it's probably the easiest thing that I can draw right now. I need to find where I have it though. This. Maybe reduce the size of this. I can probably cut some of this out. Alright, so with this, I'm going to try to draw it on the side over here. We're going to try to draw that. So that'll be our project for the rest of this session. So start with the body shape, proportions, I guess. And do again control. proportion-wise. I'm gonna run out of space if I do that. Okay. Alright, so focus on the body shape, then we'll worry about the head. So, based on what I see here, then lower there below. So, what am I seeing? Seeing a curve. How about that hand? Okay. And let's focus on the face. Focus on the face, focus on the face. See you in a bit there, show. I elongated the jaw too much, I think. To be flatter. Yep, that's closer to the shape. Now obviously, that works, but the head is supposed to be a little turned. Oops, I guess at some point I started drawing on that leg. Okay, so we got the head, but the head is supposed to look a little bit to the side. So I need to... I feel like that shape of the head is not the same as the other one. And I believe he has pocket. So I guess because of the angle, this one should be shorter. These legs don't feel right. knee needs to bend more. Look like I'm at fighting stance, right? You have a scene. Money in my pockets. No. Oh, hi, Quite. The dimensions are looking pretty good. This is my first attempt at trying to do a pose character. Generally, every time I try to do it, sort of thing, I've never done poses. So this is my first attempt at trying to take my own character and making it into like a little fighting pose, I guess. The thing I'm not very good at is the smaller details that make it look like he's actually twisted a bit. It still looks like I basically have my entire body facing forward instead of facing a little bit to the side, but the neck definitely does look like it's a little twisted. Luckily I have this slight perspective which I was able to base it on. My drawing style is pretty much just drawing and then erasing over and over again until I look, no actual calculating whatsoever. That sounds like a majority of artists. It looks pretty cool so far. Thank you. I will try to see if I can color it. I'll do some flat coloring. I probably don't have enough time to do a full coloring. And then call it a day. How are you doing, Quite, by the way? Are you having a good day today? I feel like if this is an arm, this has to actually extend this way. Just now that we're here, focus on. I'm gonna fight that. I have the finger overextended. We have to erase that. Good. I'm doing myself okay. You can see, just doing more practice. How goes your art pieces? Well, I don't want to actually change the capacity. I want to change the size. How goes your work so far? Produced any new things as of late? Like that. Fingers a little messed up. I feel like for these small details, you definitely do have to zoom in. And I was told not to. Oh, can't do that. Doesn't feel like a fist. I feel like the thumb is actually hidden in a fist. Best maybe you see like a little piece of it. That maybe. I often just draw stuff relative obscure anime. It's series called Descent. I can't say I know of it, but feel free to hyperfixate on it if you wanted to mention anything about it. I mean to advertise here, but I'm kind of a fan of work of a certain animator who goes by Haley on repeat. Can't say I've heard of them either. You can feel free to drop a little link on them on the Discord if you want to. If you feel like you want to share your passion. What do you think here there? I want to fix this hand, Quite. There's something wrong with it. But my artist, or my brain is telling me I don't know what it is. that's not it. This is the little pinky that is basically raised. Now I'm gonna go bombard you in detail. Fair enough. Is that the hand? Gotta erase that. At this point, it's basically a new finger altogether. I was trying to lowering the fingers in case any sense to you. Not sure how articulate what I'm being here. Like lowering this finger down, or maybe raising these fingers up. They're not symmetrical. I feel like the pinky has a weird problem with this line, with the hand line. Oh, that's too big. I don't know. Hard to fix. I mean, when you have clenched fists, aren't they? Aren't usually up, are they? Well, they're not up. They're. Oh, I see what you mean. The angle of it is. Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking that they're extended, but they're not. So. Cut the knuckles. Now that's all palm. The fingers are extended. A little better. Okay, so you're kind of looking at it from this angle. Kind of see the extension of the finger. Yeah, I think that works better. That's why it was messed up. Now the hand could probably be bigger. Let's try to expand this. So it matches somewhat the size of the other one. Clear this line there. Let's fix the thumb. Thumb doesn't really get seen much. But the line may be too thick for this. Cool. Now we can erase this over mistake over here. That's the smudge tool. I want that. Okay. I think the hoodie needs to have a little bit of an angle. Maybe not. No, I think it's fine. The hoodie's fine. Shoulders need to be implemented a bit more. Basically right now it shows that almost looks like he has no shoulders. That's fine. Okay. The leg pose could be better, but I don't know. I'm gonna put where are you wearing it? Say it to myself. Sort of extension on the crotch. But one leg is kind of ahead of the other, so I'm not sure how that will work in there. And finally, the little game thing. think we can't draw that button, otherwise it makes it focus too much on something else. Alright, do some quick coloring on it. No shading, just flat coloring. Is that really the same color? Enjoy your lurk show. Hopefully you have a great time. Gonna lose a lot of the detail work. Guess we can change the opacity. Very thin. Oh, probably should. and white. And black. I forgot to draw second outline for this. Okay, well, there's my flat character, I guess. Guess I can draw the face here too. In this light. That it? Alright, I think I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the little bit of character design I've worked on. So let's save this as finished. And with that saved, I think we'll be calling it here. Let me put my tablet away. Let me get to the center of the screen, and let's switch to the end screen. Actually, before I do that, maybe I should show you what I worked on. just as a quick thing. Obviously, this is the one that took us the longest, because we've been at it for probably about 40 minutes to 50 minutes. This is what I was able to do. We have other things we've done as well. Let's not forget about those. I do have to turn them off. So maybe we have to group all of these. Group. We were doing some poses before that. Obviously, we took this pose that we saw here and we translated it into a character, as you see here. The character itself has some flaws, I definitely do believe so. But I definitely need to do more of these characters so as to be able to figure out what the flaws are. At this point, doing the fundamentals is great, but I need to translate the fundamentals into art, into a drawing, so as to be able to figure out what my mistakes are. We'll probably try to do more character sketches as we go on. Definitely will improve my speed time as well. So here's more characters that I've worked on. Here is, before characters we did shapes. I was trying to do shapes without undoing. So basically, if I made a mistake in a line, that line is basically stuck there. So you end up seeing me doing a lot of the same shape just to try to get the sort of concept of what I was trying to build. Obviously, we start from this direction and then we go down this way, and then it gets worse. Sometimes it gets better. Triangles, or pyramids, cones, octagons, cylinders. God, do I hate shapes that are circles. I can't do them well. This triangle was also hell because of the weird angle that it was in. Some other shapes that I was trying to do. This one was part of the art class, in which it was showing me different shapes, and I was trying to copy them. Originally, I wanted to do characters out of all of them, but as you can see here, I started trying to make some characters, trying to do something with the free time I had, which is a great idea for imagination's sake, but sometimes I couldn't even get the shapes right, so I did my best. Alright, so we'll leave it with this one as the main one, and we'll call it here for the day, as I said earlier. If you want to see more, well, I'll be here tomorrow. One more time. Well, actually, 12 more times, I guess. 11 more times? 12 more times? I don't know. We're doing this till the end of November, so we'll keep doing more art, as you can see my improvements. And then maybe on the last day, we'll go a big collage and see what the improvement process has been. Sorry for the yawn, I just got really tired there for a second. But yeah. Obviously, I'm drawing a lot of my own characters, or just basic shapes. Not drawing people, not drawing very detailed stuff, but oh well. Thank you very much for everybody to stop by, show, fight, everybody else that I may be forgetting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And yeah, have a great day. Don't forget to stay wild and enjoy your art days. Enjoy your passions. See you all in the future. And as usual, don't forget, you're cool. Because you are. I won't accept you saying otherwise, okay? You're cool. Bye.